Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Stamps and Borders, where we will take you along with us in our travel experiences. But before we start, wish you all a very happy Dussehra, and for all the Bengalis out there, Shubha Vijaya. As we mentioned in our previous video that it will take us few more weeks to start with our current travel plans. In the meanwhile, we will take you along in our past travel experiences. So Karan, should we reveal our first destination yet?
Not just उन संगमित्रा, before we tell them the ultimate destination, पहले वो तो बता दे वो destination choose कैसे किया था हमने.
Very interesting story, guys.
So guys, ये बात है सन 2018 की. When we the brave warriors decided to
you
take.
You were talking as if it was a different era altogether.
Yeah, it feels like a different era to me.
Yeah.
So I was saying this is 2018 when we decided to take a road trip to Spiti Valley in the month of October. We have decided everything, a very comprehensive plan along with the map of each day's travel and the places where we will halt. Not just this, doing a self-drive in Spiti Valley is definitely not a child's play. So we have read all the precautionary measures that one should take while taking a trip to Spiti Valley. Out of so many things that could have happened, we never thought that floods ho jayenge, that too in the month of October. I think you guys might be remembering in 2018 when flood struck in Himachal Pradesh and whole of Spiti Valley was actually cut off from the mainland, and this is how it looked like.
Yeah. But guys, there was, in spite of all the bad things that had happened, there was a slight silver lining here. So as Karan mentioned that the terrain of Spiti is extremely rough. So we were not too certain as how much distance we could actually cover in a day in actuality. Therefore, we limited our bookings to only our flights, our self-drive car, and thirdly just one homestay which was done in Tirthan Valley. But being us, we couldn't let go of that bookings and the money that is associated with it so easily. So we had to find alternatives in a manner where we could use the same bookings at an optimum way.
Yep.
We were definitely disappointed that we could not go to Spiti after like a lot of planning and mental preparation, but that did not deter our spirit. We were very certain that we had to go somewhere. कहाँ जाना था वो तब तक नहीं पता था. So after a lot of contemplation, we came out with few options. So we thought of Northeast and Uttarakhand. We were not exactly keen on Northeast. Only for one simple reason is that we couldn't have used our non-refundable tickets.
Yeah, true.
The second was Uttarakhand. But at that point of time, as per IMD, the flood and the rain could lash out the entire Himalayan range, that is from north till northeast. So we did not want to risk our trip again. Then we thought of choosing a place which is like extremely away from Himalayan region altogether. We thought of Rajasthan, but majority of us actually did lose major cities of Rajasthan, so that option was also ruled out.
So while we were strolling the maps, we thought why not visit the heart of India, which is Madhya Pradesh. We always wanted to visit Madhya Pradesh, but we were never sure that how many places to cover and which all places to cover and how much time to spend, as it's such a vast state. Secondly, we thought that floods हमारा यहाँ पीछा नहीं करेंगे, and lastly, it is very well connected with Delhi. Also, we had few number of days in our hands, so we thought why not club Madhya Pradesh with other states like Rajasthan and UP, as these are all bordering states. And also for Rajasthan and UP, we covered only those states which were those cities which were very near to the Madhya Pradesh border, so that we do not really spend much of our time just in travel.
Yeah, so we could use a non-refundable flight ticket, so we were very happy about it. Yeah. So with this, guys, I think we have given like quite a comprehensive detailing about the behind the scene and background of the trip. But now we should start with our actual first destination. So guys, we had done our first flight bookings from Mumbai to Chandigarh. As we did not have an option to alter it, we decided to go for 2 nights stay over there.
Yep. So while we were there for 2 nights, this was a primary motive
to save the cost.
To save the cost. However, the ulterior motive was actually this.
The food. So guys, the picture that you just saw, it was a meal for just 2 of us. Yeah, just 2 of us. And I think we did not even include few dishes which we actually ate. So this is the appetite that we both have, and this is the quantity of food that we eat while we go for any kind of trip. So this was the one of the main reason, to be very honest.
So after 2 days of stay, we took Shatabdi train from Chandigarh and went to Delhi, where we met our fellow travelers. We rebooked our self-drive car from Delhi.
That was free of cost, by the way. That's why we could do that. Yeah. And the next morning we were all set to hit the road, and our first destination was Gwalior, which is in MP. So guys, not many of us know that Gwalior has one of the well-preserved forts of India, and as per the legend, it is supposed to be the largest in the country. Yeah, it is pretty fascinating. Then the thing is, there are so many other interesting places in Gwalior which even we did not know till we reached over there.
Yep.
So everybody knows what zero, I mean to say digit zero, holds significance, holds significance in our day-to-day life, not just in mathematics world. And this zero was actually given by India to the rest of the world. But not many of us actually know where do we see these early inscriptions of zero. So guys, one of the early inscriptions was actually found in Naneghat, which is actually located in Maharashtra.
Very, very close to Mumbai.
Yeah, and the another one that was found was in Gwalior itself. So there is this temple which is constructed around this inscription of zero. So one must really go and see, check that out. Then there are few temples around the fort which has a very clear influence of southern architecture, extremely beautiful, so one cannot miss that out. Lastly, there is a very large gurudwara just near the fort again, which holds a very high significance to the Sikh community.
I would like to give a small brief of the history of the Gurudwara. A sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind Ji, was imprisoned by Jahangir in Gwalior fort. And surprisingly, he felt ill immediately after that. Jahangir's astrologers predicted that he can be cured only if he releases Guruji from the imprisonment. Jahangir immediately issued in orders that Guruji should be released from the prison. However, Guruji refused to leave the prison alone, and he kept a condition that he will leave only if 52 other innocent Rajas who were also prisoners of Jahangir should be released. Jahangir very smartly issued orders that he only those Rajas can leave the prison who touches the cloth of Guruji. Guruji outsmarted him. He stitched a special apron for himself which had 52 strings attached to it, and each Raja held on to those strings, 52 strings, and just walked out to freedom.
There is one more interesting thing, guys. So while we were driving up towards the fort, we could actually see carvings on the mountains which were actually carved out in Jain architectural style. It was such a treat to your eyes. There are a few other important things which we have jotted just so if you are planning to visit the place, it would come handy and useful to you. So first thing is Gwalior Fort has this light and sound programs which one should really go and see it because that simplifies the history of the place.
Yeah.
Second is Gwalior Fort has this bird eye view on the entire city which looks even more beautiful during the evenings and the nights when the entire city is lit up. Third thing is the Gurudwara that we just discussed has these rooms where one can actually go and stay there. While you are there, you are practically staying in the fort's compound, which is really nice. Of course, if you do not fancy luxury, then only you can have this option. Lastly, we would highly recommend that you should visit the fort during the morning hours, just to witness the sunrise, because it is like extremely beautiful and out of the world. You will not regret waking up so early in the morning to see this. It is paradise for the photographers as well.
True. I agree with that. So there is one more interesting thing to watch out in Gwalior. Gwalior is the only city in India which actually has a narrow gauge train line running till now, and it has been extensively used by the local transportation. It is just 2 feet wide and 200 kilometers long, and it's so beautiful to see that that particular railway is running through the narrow alleys and going till the uphills of the city.
Right.
However, what we hear from the recent news is that they are going to decommission the line, and it is going to be replaced by a broad gauge line.
Strengthen the transportation basically. Yeah, because these trains are like running at its full capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot imagine that so many people can actually come in that train. It is that small.
Yes.
But it's real fun to see the trains running with the rickshaws and other local transportation of the cities.
Yeah.
But we do hear that in spite of these narrow gauge trains being moved to broad gauge, they are going to keep like few of these bogies in a like a museum kind, where they can preserve the heritage of the city.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's go to next part, Isha, which is very important and interesting to us. That is food and hotel.
Yes. So guys, first we will talk about the hotel. As we have told you, it was an impromptu kind of a trip for us. We did not do any prior bookings.
Yeah.
So when we reached Gwalior, we started searching for hotels, and literally the first hotel that we saw, we crashed in there.
True.
It was decent and not so expensive also. It worked for us well. Then comes the, and also right, also at that point of time we did not know about the rooms in the Gurudwara. Otherwise we would have definitely go over there and stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next comes the food. Honestly, we did not have any like actual lunch or dinners over there, but we had like lot of street food over there, and they do have some interesting combination when it comes to like street foods.
Interesting, I would say strange more than interesting.
He's exaggerating, so I'll tell you. So we had actually ordered Hakka noodles, which is my favorite, and they gave us with sprinkling with cheese. So it was kind of different,
So
but
it's
I
strange
must,
for me still.
I must tell you, the taste was good. It
Yeah,
did
it
not
was.
taste any bad. So guys, to sum up, we had actually stayed just for one night in Gwalior, and we tried to cover as much as places we could. But if you think that we have missed out on something good and interesting, please leave your comments in the comment box, so that next time whenever we plan to visit the place, we keep those places just in our checklist.
And also one more thing over here, we have very interesting pictures on our Instagram page from Gwalior, and the link for the pictures for our Instagram page is there in the description box below. Please go and check it out.
Yeah, interesting or not, do let us know. We
Okay.
tried to choose as much as we could do it. Also, guys, with this we end our Gwalior chapter from our MP trip, while we will unwind the next journey, which is in Orchha. Just to give you one line before we end this video, Orchha is extremely beautiful, peaceful, I mean to a
True.
different level, and there is something in the air of Orchha that will definitely take you back in the time.
I agree.
So guys, stay tuned while
Fun.
we come back with many such interesting stories in our
Yes,
next video.
in our next video. Yes.
Bye.
Bye bye.